Okay, so if you can hear me, then let's work from this one. Okay, okay. So then let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yesterday, we started with the data types, and we got to strings. We did. By then we've already done integers, floats, booleans, and yeah, and booleans. Then we then got to strings. So we looked at how to construct. So let's see. We looked at how to access some elements the in a string, and this was the first one we had. I'm continuing with the notebook that I did yesterday, where we got to yesterday. So if I have this, I had my name already. So let me call my name, and it is what? Ghana Tech Lab. So we looked at how to access the element from this, right? How to access elements from this. You let me leave this one. Let me create a new one. Then let me create a new string. So I can let me create a new string and say maybe what? Hello, hello world, hello world. So I have this string, right? This is a string. If I want to save it, then I'll have to save it. Let me set it as a variable. Let me say greetings. Greet. This is great. So I have declared this variable as greet. So anytime I call greet, this is what I get hello. So we are, as I started yesterday, we want to look at the few methods that we can apply on this, right? So we can look at as I said, if you call the name of the variable and you use dot with the tab, you get what? A lot of methods that you can apply. You see that? You get a lot of methods that you can apply, right? So if I say maybe I want to capitalize, you see what capitalize does. You call the method and you bring the brackets. You see, capitalize just makes the first letter um, capital, and the rest, you see that initially I had this one as double cap, this one, the W2 was a capital, but when I get the output, when I run this is what I get, right? So the next one, another method that we could apply, I hope um I hope you are hearing. I hope you are okay. Okay. Oh, Godwin. Sure, sure, sure. Okay, so yes, I'm saying what this is what we are looking at the various methods that we can do. We've tried capitalize. We can try what caseful, and the second one caseful. As I said, code completion. Immediately you start typing something and it is there. You when you use the tab, it completes it for you. So caseful, others caseful, caseful basically um makes all lower. That's what has happened. There was a capital H, it has lowered it. There are so many, just as we did yesterday. We did what we saw upper. So great dot upper should turn all into capital letters. You see that it should turn all into capital letters. So you just need to what find the way, find how to the words what you want to do, then you apply the method on it. So if I have greet, I think we can there's a space in between, right? So we can split, yeah, split on what the space. Oh, I didn't give the space split on space. So if I split on the space, you see that there's space here. If I split, I get two words: hello and the world. Hello and the world, which are two separate words that are splitted, right? So yes, the list, as I said, if you just there are so many. I'll send something into the group, a picture of all the methods, a lot of the methods that you can apply on a string, right? And this is it. This is a string, and just we're looking at how to access the letters in it. And I just said what you mentioned the variable. If you've declared it as a variable, then you just call the variable name. You bring your square brackets, and then you give what the index that you are looking for. So we look at how to index this. If I want in at index 0, I will get it, right? If I go greet at maybe from the beginning to maybe this is how I would do it from the beginning to the fourth word. So it will start from 0 to the fourth word. So I get 0, 1, 2, 3. You see that? These are just ways to access it. In the brackets, you can either type the beginning this way. This way, I didn't give the beginning, right? If I also wanted to start from somewhere and end at somewhere, I just need to specify. So I want to start from, let's say, 3 and end at what? 7. This is what I get. You see that? So that is how we access elements from the list, and we've seen a few methods. We'll then have to move on to the next data type, which is what? A list, right? We'll look at a list and what we can do with a list. Are we together? Okay. I hope. Let me check the comments. Yeah, I can hear. I'm not seeing it is blurry. Oh, sorry, sorry. I'll see a way of making. So far, no. To make it better, right? Okay, with the string, let's also check something. Yesterday, in dealing with the operators, there was another set of guys that something to check if there's something in this one membership operators, right? So we can say something is in this or something is not. This letters is in this, right? So we can try that. So what are the words that are there? We have hell. So I can try to say what? Maybe I want to check if there's LO, LO, LO in my grid, in my grid. You see that? I just use the in and I'm able to check this. I'm able to just do this. If it is in, then I should get what? An output. If it is inside, it is if there's ELLO in it, it should give me what? True. If there's nothing like that in it, I'll get a false. Have you seen that? That's just ways of that's I think yesterday I didn't add that. I didn't add that. So I just wanted to add it before I move to the list, right? So the list in Python is more of like an ordered collection of values. Ordered, they are ordered in the sense that each one has its position, right? They hold values of different types and can support operations like you can add, you can remove stuff from a list. So let's look at our next guy, which is what? Our next data type that we are going to look at is what? A list. See that the first ones we just looked at some stuff. This one that's primitive, we call those ones the primitive data types. Now these ones are more of like containers. The next set of guys that we are looking at, you see that they are more of like containers. You are used to contain, so it can a list is more of like a container, right? A container data type. So let's say let me give object list. Then we go. So how do you know something is a list? We just create a list by using what? The square bracket. The square bracket, we use square bracket in creating a list, and we are saying what they are ordered. So it means each a list can contain anything, any of the data types that we've mentioned. The list can contain them. That's why I was giving an example that these guys are more of like containers because they can contain the others, right? They can contain the other. So we can say a list of ages, a list of names, a list of what? A list of schools, a list of, just mention a list of anything. That's listing something. It's more of like you are listing something. How do we contain them? Using the square bracket. So we can list our names here. So I can go, we say until I can go with and we separate them after each one. You see that the name that I'm giving is a text word, so it means it is a string. So I kept them in what? Quotation. I can use what? Smaller quotation marks or the single quotation marks or the double quotation marks. So long as they are text, they are not numbers, I have to keep them in what? In the quotation mark. So that is what? One. Another one, I may say Evans, then comma. You will just separate them with what? Comma. Then we go. David. Let me look through the comment section and see the names. Michael, Kofi, Godwin, Farouk. So I can add Mike, and I add what? Kofi, then I go for Farouk, Farouk. Okay, so this is a list of names. So let me save this. So let me say names, then I say is equal to this. This is a list of names. How do we know? Yesterday we checked the data types of some of the variables that we name. So if I want to check the data type, I just use the word the function type, and the name here, the variable that I declared is what? Names. So I just say names, type of names, and you see the output is what? A list. It means this is a list. And I said what? List have what? They are ordered, right? The structure. You see the data type. What do we use in constructing it? So yeah, I have this. I've created a list of strings using strings. I can create a list using what? Numbers too. So let me say I want to create another list, ages. Then I say maybe 12, then I say 34, then I say 56, then I say 23, then I say what? 24. You see that I've just have a list of what? Integers. I've used integers to create this list. The same way I can create uh another thing, another let's you can create it as a mixture of things. So let me see another one. Good. I want to create a list. This one will be a mixture of other, just not just, it can be a mixture of those things. So it could be I can have 12, then I can have what? A text, a string. I can have what? um a float point. I can have what? A boolean. So I can have what? So you see that it is a, so long it's a container, it can contain any other thing. It can even contain another list. So I can say another list of ages. So I can say maybe what? 1 3. You see that this one is also contained in it. So long as it's a container, it can contain others. You see that? So I've been able to, we can create lists. The most important thing is what we use in creating a list, right? So if I say this, you see that I've created this list. If I see the type of good type, then I keep good. See what good is, what a list, and it contains what this is an integer. So imagine what we did with okay 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 what we did with I think the list is now left with what assessing elements of the list, just as we did for it, um just as we did with, I think, what the strings, we did with the strings. We were able to access the elements in the string. Look at that one, and we'll look at the methods too. So let's look at how to access elements, right? So I have what, let's say good or let me use the names is here. So if I want to access, we equally use what, the square bracket, right? So as I said, Python indexing start from what, zero. So at index zero, it's more of like at position zero is what in the list. At position zero, it is separated by a comma. So at position zero is what, still. Position one is Evans, position two is David, then Mike, and so on and so forth, right? So if I say I want the name at index 2, I get what, David, because that's David is at David 0 1 2. David is at index 2. You see that? If I want something, a name at index 4, this is what I get. I get Kofi. Kofi is at index 4. You see that? If I want maybe two or more, I say I want names at what? Start, give me the names from position 1 to position 4. Yes, name from position 1 to position 4. This is what you get. You get from 1, 0 is not included, so I get from 1, 2, and 3. As I said, the last number is always not included. You always get that number minus 1, right? You always get that number minus 1. That's how it is, right? So yes, this is how we access elements from the list, right? How we access elements from the list. So I can even access the element. I can say maybe I want to change something at names at position 0. I want to change it and say it is no longer that, it is equal to what, now the name at that position should be what, maybe a queer, I think that. So I'm saying that name at position 0. At first it was still, but now I'm saying I've reassigned it. It is allowed. So now that position 1 is no longer till, it has been changed to what? Because that's what we've done. I've reassigned the element in that position to be what? A different thing. The same way, so name at position 10, then you want to change it, this position you want to change it. Okay, so before I leave this one, I think I have to talk about what, the negative indexing, right? You've seen that as I said, what, we start from 0 1 2 3, so from the beginning to the end, to the number, that's to the last number, right? Sometimes you could have a long list and you just want the last element. So there's a way of going around that, right? So to go around that, we always have what, we also have what, the negative indexing. That's so we start by, for the last one, how do we get the last one? We just say negative index. Instead of we saying counting 0 1 2 3 4 5, say 5. You see that we start from -1. If you want to do the negative indexing, we start from the end here, -1. That one we don't start from 0 if you are doing with the negative indexing. So we start from -1, then Kofi becomes -2, Mike becomes -3, David becomes -4, Evans becomes -5, Equia now becomes what, -what, 6. So let's see that. Names at what, -1. You see that should give us Farouk, because Farouk is the last name here, right? That's negative indexing. You see that when I run the cell, I get that of Farouk because Farouk is the last name, right? If I want the last but one, I say what? -2. I want the last but one. You see that? Ha, that's how it is. That's how it is. So that's the negative indexing. Just that way, or either you are using the normal indexing or you are using what? These are, give me a thumbs up if so far you are okay with what we've done with the list right now. Before I move, can you hear me? Okay. Playing football, Farouk, Kamil, Isaac, because we just joined because we did get the message early. No problem. Sorry, Isaac. Can go over the split. Oh, Isaac said the split. Okay. Yes, I'm not seeing clearly. Please do well to explain why labeling. The labeling, don't worry about it. I think it's just different setups. I don't know, but I'll check. I'll check. It doesn't matter. The labeling doesn't matter, right? Right. Mattel, go over the split, please. Okay, Isaac is saying I should go over the split. I'll do that. Okay, so let me check what. So the split and what? Go over. Yeah, go over the list. But okay, I also know this is also a YouTube video, so maybe at the end you can revisit it and just check it. But no problem. You let me just solve this one with the split. Where's the split? The split. I said what? If you have some words, if you let me just do. Let me just create this one. So I have what? Hello. Then I have comma here, or I have what? Hyphen word. If I have something like this and I want to split it, I can split it, right? I can separate these two things, right? So I feel I need these two things to be separated. The split does that for us, right? The split is able to do that for us. You can separate words, you can separate them. So long as they are string, it is a string, you can say dot what? Split. And split always expect you to give what? On what character are you splitting? So currently, where do you want to split it on? I want to split it on this minus sign. So it means when it splits it there, and so you put it in quotation marks and you put what? The thing that you are splitting it on. Where do you want the split at what? I get what the out. You see that the output is a list, a square bracket, then two letter words. So it means if this is a list, then it means I can access it. It means I can even do this and say, give me the element at position 0, and that should give me only hello. You see that? And now this is also what? A string, because you are seeing just quotation marks. It means we can equally also access some elements over here too. You see that? I can also, so if this is a string, it means I can access this too. Then I can say, okay, give me the element from position 1 to 3. You see that? This is also a string again, so you can keep accessing. If the out, you see the output, then you can. So yes, we are done with the split. So let me leave it. Let me not add the indexing. So I leave it over here, and this is it. This was the split, and we've done the slicing of the list, right? Okay. So now the next one is what? The methods of what? The methods of the methods the methods of what? The list. We saw the methods in what? We saw the methods in the string, right? So we can find a lot of methods over here. So names, we have this list. The same way, dot, then you use the tab, you see what you can do. The list of simple list. Let me use this simple list that we can apply. We can do this. Let me create a simple list. Let me create a simple list. Okay, so yes, I leave it there. Let me use the names. So I realize what? Let me check the name. That what if after creating our list, this was meant to be our class names, but I realized I didn't add Eric. I didn't add what? Irene. So I want to add Irene. You see that? I want to add a name. I feel that there's a name that I haven't added. There is a method called what? Append. So I tab and it completes it for me. It will happen for every one of you if you do that, right? So I just use what? Append. Now what do I want to append? I said what? Irene. Irene is, I hope that is the name, right? So if I do right, so I've appended. You see that? So now if I call the names, I call the list again. Now you see that there's Irene at the end. You see that? There's Irene at the end. Just like that. Are we okay? Are we okay? Mhm. The next one that we would like to look at is what maybe I think extend extend allows us to equally do what we've done. We can extend it by we can extend. Let me see if I can extend these names. Add what? Let me see if I can add Eric. Eric and what? Who again? I think let me see. Yeah. So you see this one with the extend, with the append, it seems just one word, but with the extend, it helps you when you have more names like what I wanted to do. You see, if you don't bring, if the moment there are two or three things, put in a list first. I have to create a list of names that I want to add to this list. That's what extending. So I'm extending this, right? I've been able to extend the names. I felt there are more names that I have to add, right? So the last one that we could equally look at is what? I think what? Insert. All of these things add to the end. Insert allows you to keep it at a particular position that you want, right? So I can say insert. Okay, I want insert what? So the position at position 2, I've inserted at position 2. At first, position 2 was what? David. So let's see. Names. See that? At position 2 now is no longer David, but I've kept to it is now what? Blank 012 is now what? David. That's how it is. So these are the few. So yes, we've done this. What again? I can do. There are so many. As I said, if you want what the if you want the method, just use tab and you will get them. You will see what it does. Now another secret is this. If you want to, so we've done append. You don't know what append does, and you want Python or notebook this notebook to tell you what it is. You want to have some preview of whatever thing that you are doing, right? You can just use what your quotation mark. Just bring your quotation mark. Bring your quotation mark and type the name of your list, right? Dot append. But this time around, don't add the what? Don't add the brackets open. Don't and just run. If I run this, you see this. Oh, you see this. So names dot append object to the end of the list. You see that when I run it, this is the information that it gives me. It append object to the end of the list. It adds something to the end of the list. That's what it has done. Just because I did what? Question mark. I said initially I said quotation mark. Sorry, I said what? Question mark. Then the name of the list, the variable name, then the method that you want to apply. So if you want another one, so let me close this. Let me close this. Then I say what? Maybe I use extend. 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 If I shift control and enter, so extend a list by appending elements from an iterable. An iterable is what is more just like what you can iterate over it has some numbers. A list is an iterable. You can iterate over a list. You can count, move in a list step one by one or so. So yes, You see that this one you are adding, you have several things that you want to extend. You see that? So this is just one way of you getting to know what the information about something, right? Just bring the question mark, then the method, the name, the variable, then the method that you want to work with. You just do quotation, run it, and you get what you want to do. And then the last one that I want to do is what pop. Pop allows you to just deletes pop. If I run this, it will just delete the last name. So currently Theo is the last name. If I run pop, Theo has been deleted. So if I come here and I do this names, you see that Theo is no longer at the end. Theo has been deleted because I've run what names of pop. It just deletes the last word out of it. At the same time, pop can accept an argument. So I want to delete the element at what 2, position 2. That also works. So it means I've deleted what blinks. If you provide it with a number, it will delete that. If you don't provide it, it deletes the one at the end. So yes, 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 this is it. There's one called what reverse. There's one reverse. It means you want to reverse the order of it. So reverse. You want to reverse the order of the list. So you see it has been reversed now. So if I say names, you see Eric is now at position 1, Irene, Farouk, and it has been reversed. That is it. So just look at what, as I said, the method. You just need to press names dot, then you press on your tab. You see the various methods that you can apply on it. You see that? So even with this, we can say we can change it. We can change something at position. So names at position 3. I want to change names at position 3. I can say it is equal to what? Then I give it a name. Let me look for another name over here. Mastermind. So we can say what? Mastermind. Hey, mastermind. So yes, so we've changed the names. So at position 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, it was Kofi. We said Kofi is no longer part of our class, so it is now mastermind. You see that? So that is basically there's a list. Are we okay? Yeah. So we move to the next one. Today's session is not stable at all. It keeps ending abruptly. Same here. Am I the only one facing? The videos go back and forth and comes on. Oh, is it still disturbing? Is it okay? Is it stable now or is still disturbing? Let me see in the comment section. I'm waiting. I want to know if it is still disturbing. Right. I want to know. Is it still disturbing? Today my internet connection is a bit bad, so I think that's why. Is it still disturbing? Okay, it's stable. Okay, so if it is stable, then it means I can answer the questions. Today's question is very disturbing. Pop 2, pop 2 at index 2. I think someone has already answered the question. It starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2. What was at index 2? Then that is what is deleted. Okay, Daniel is saying what? Daniel says, how can I delete an element if I do not know the position of the element but just the name? So yes, there's also a method called what? Remove, right? Remove. So I can say what? Names. That's what I'm saying. There are so many stuff, right? There are so many. So remove. I want to remove what? I want to remove what? Mike. Mike is no longer available, right? So you just need to know the method to use to do that, and you'll be able to do that, right? Right. Hmm. Okay, just need to, you can just use what, remove. Yeah, you can equally find the index of it, just as Cypher is also saying index. If you index allows you to find, to know the index of that particular name that you have, right? Yeah, that is also Cypher. Yeah, that's also a way, right? You get to know the index. If you want to know the index, then you use that. Just that the black screen comes for a few seconds, but it is not disturbing the flow. Okay, sorry about that. I'm sorry. Today, I just don't know why. Okay, we are done with. As for the, as for, I mean, the methods, there are a lot of them, right? There are a few. You see, when you call the name of the variable and you use what the tab, dot tab, you get all the methods that are there that you can apply on a list, right? That you can apply on a list. So yes, that is it. We've seen how we need to go. We need to move to our next element, our next data type, which is what? A tuple, right? A tuple. Okay, so thank God things are moving smoothly a bit. So let's move toward a tuple. So yes, let me go for a tuple. Oh, a tuple. Mm-hmm. Tuple. Okay, this is also more of like similar to this one, the list, but just this is also ordered. Like, yes, they are ordered similar to the list. However, it is impossible to add stuff to, you can't add or remove. You see that? There are two different things. You can't add or remove. The moment you create it, you've created it. That's all. Have you seen that? The moment you create it, you've created it. So basically, these ones are mostly. I always set an example as this one: geographical locate, like coordinates, coordinates of, if I pick the coordinates of where I am right now forever. The bracket parenthesis. Yes, if I say bracket, bracket is more of like the square one. Parenthesis, right? So we create tuples what using what parenthesis. So yes, let's create. So maybe fruits. Then I say fruits to be equal to the fruits that mastermind likes. Mastermind likes what? Banana. I know he likes banana. Then I know Irene will like what? Irene, let me suggest Irene will like what? Mango. Yeah, let me see another name. Let me see another name. Daniel. Daniel will like what? Daniel will like what? Daniel will like let me guess well. Okay. Orange. Daniel will like orange. So yes, I've created this. I've created my tuple. So let's always find the type. Let's type of whatever that we've done. So fruits. You see that? Fruit. Oh, I gave what? You see that? Name error. Okay. You're telling me what? This is what? A tuple. It's a tuple that I've created. It is a tuple that I've created. Let's see. Tuple that I've created. So let's see the methods. As I said, the methods that we can apply on this. So fruits, tab, dot. Then I bring my tab. It is just what? Two methods, only two methods that we can apply. So we can uh count um count the number of times something has appeared. So that's the only thing that we can do. So I want to count what? Banana, banana. Banana only appeared once. That's all. That's the only thing. And I can only another method that we can apply here is what? Index. So I can find the index of what? Let's say mango. You see that index mango is at index 2. So you see, you can't. The methods are not there. I can't say I'm going to append, because append is not part of the methods that are here. I can't do that over here. I can't say I'm going to append another orange. It will not work because it has no attribute called what? Append. This is a tuple. It doesn't have those things. You see that? So you want to know the methods, you just use what? You mention the name, then you bring your tab. It has only two. That is what? Count and index. That's all. So if you are creating, if you want to create if you want to contain some certain things that you can modify, then tuple shouldn't be what you are looking at, because these are immutables. You immediately you create it, you can't modify it, right? Okay. So yes, 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 yes. Thankfully, this one is not. Mm, this one. Sorry, but can still see that the video is not stable. Okay, that is all for a tuple. A tuple doesn't contain a tuple doesn't. Next what? The next data type, right? The next one, which is what? A dictionary. A dictionary. A dictionary. That's what we want to look at. We'll look at how to create a dictionary, right? Okay, wait. I hope you are okay with the tuple so far. You've taken notice of the various data types that we've dealt with so far up to now, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we have this. We are moving on to the next one. Sorry. Oh, skip changes dictionary. So dictionary. So yes, a dictionary. So we said what? The first one, you see that um oh, did I not do index? I didn't do indexing for the tuple, right? So fruits, I didn't do indexing for this. Let me see, at position 0, you get it. At position 2, at position 1, right? 1, you get it. The indexing is still the same over here, right? So this one, so you see that those ones are that one too is still ordered, just as position matters. For dictionary, it is an unordered collection of lists. Each item that we will store in a dictionary will have what? Has a key. There's a key and there's a value. You can say the key is used to retrieve the corresponding value. We use the keys in retrieving the what? Corresponding what? Values. That's what we mean by saying what? Key value, right? For dictionary, then we are looking at what? Keys and their values. How do we create a dictionary? What do we use to create a dictionary? What shows that? What are the things? What is the thing that when you see, you know that this container, this is a dictionary. A student, and we take the person's details, and we say what we want to create a dictionary. A dictionary, as I said, it says what? It has what? Values. So we can say what? We want to store some informations about the student. We want to get their name, their sex, their age, and their marital status, or what? Or their educational background, or their location, that sort of things, right? So we can do that, or maybe your mobile number. So let's just do that. Mention the information that we need. All will be what? Keys. Have you seen that? And we separate the keys and the values with what? Is it a column? Or yeah, it's a column. Yeah, it's a column. We separate them with a column. Then each key value is being separated with what? A comma. So let's start with the first one. We want it to be what? The name. So This is a key. So the key is separated with from the values with what? The column. So if I have this name, I want to have what? Blinks here. Blinks here. You see that? So this is a key and this is a value. The keys are there. The values could be anything. It could be an integer, it could be a list, it could be a float, it could be another, even another dictionary, it could be a tuple. You see that? It could be any other thing. So currently we have our name, then I can go comma after every key value, then you separate them, right? So I say maybe what do I want to have? The sex, their sex. So we say what? Key and the value. So maybe it's a male. If you are not a male, you just let me know. So I change. If you think it is the other that I have to keep, you just let me know. Sorry. Then we go for male, then we can go for another key value again, another information that we need. So we say what? Mobile number, something, number. Then we go. So number, then that is a key. So the value has to come. The value we want number has to be what? We say maybe you are the 50th student. So we go. Then you see that we keep going and we keep going, so we can keep adding. And normally when I'm creating a dictionary, I want it to be this way, so I just use the enter to make it look nice this way. Just enter to make it look nice this way, right? So this is it. We've created our dictionary. We have what? The keys. So the keys are there. The name, you see that? Sex, it is there. Number, then it is there, right? So if I run it, I've run it, then I have what? Student. So let me now call student tab. You see that? I have my dictionary, the name, links, sex, mail, number, 50. You see that? So we have it there. Oh, okay. Daniel is even giving me an option. Daniel likes orange. Okay, so we can do that. Yes, please, I have a question. Can David ask it there? Yes, where here? Just ask it here. I'll see it. Right. I'll check it. Are you okay? Check it. Ask your question here. I'll look at it. Right. Okay. So yes, we've created a dictionary, right? We've created a dictionary, so it's left with how to access it. As I said, let's look at the methods that are there first. Students, student, we see. Oh, now dot what? Dot and tab. So we can clear everything, we can copy, we can get items. So we can get what? Items, key, students dot items. We have keys. You see that? So we have keys and we have what? Values. These are the methods that are there. So we can just pick only the keys. We want to know the keys. Oh, I didn't bring the bracket. So yes, these are the keys that are there. So we have name, sex, and number. Those are the keys. So if I want the values, you see that we get what? The values too. If you want the item, that's like everything. Not items, and it's more of like you are getting key value. This one, then it's item. This one and it's item. Are you seeing that? So this is basically also a dictionary, right? So this was a simple dictionary. We could have what? A dictionary. So we could have what? We could say if you want to have multiples of them, we could equally do it. So we could say what? Students, then we say equal to, then we bring what? Our curly brackets. Then I say names. So we say what? Names. Sorry. Names, then we have a list of names, right? So we can say what? David is here. David is here. Then we can go. Blinks is here. Blinks is here. We can go. Irene is here. Mike is here. Then we go, right? Mike is here. we go. There's Kofi here. There's Kofi. See that? The moment I'm writing text, I'm putting it what in quotation. So you see that I did this time around. It is no longer one word, but the values, as I said, it could be a list, it could be a number, it could be. So you see that. So I have a list of names. So then I go sex. These are their sex. So I can say sex. Then we go. Then it means this one too will be a list. So David, what is the sex of David? Then I say what? David is what? A male. Then I go. For Blinks, Blinks is also a male. Then I go. Irene, Irene is a female. Then I go. Mike, Mike is a male. Kofi, should I make Kofi others? Yes. Okay. I just made Kofi others. Is that not it? Okay, okay, okay. So I think this. Okay, then it's left with comma. Then I need comma. Then I need the last one, right? Number, number, keys, number. Then we go another list. We have what? David's number 23. Then we have Blink's number 12. Then we have Irene 25. We have Mike 32. Then we have Kopi to be 45. So we've created syntax error. It's syntax error. They're telling me that's not how we create a dictionary. What is the problem? They are pointing at what? Sex. They say I should look at sex. So look at here. I said what? After every key and value, you separate it with what? A comma. But I did what? Key. I kept my values. Then I went to another key without a comma. So let me put my comma here. You see that? I put my comma. Then let me run it. Okay. So if now Python now understands what I'm doing, right? So yes, I can now call students, and it is a list of stuff. Have you seen that? So yes, let's look at this. We've done this. So can you explain why in list say name is equal to Ghana Tech Lab, the output? Mm-hmm. Let me lay. Can you explain why in list say name is equal to is H mhm, T L HTL. Let me see what we are talking about. This is not. What do I say? How do we create a list? You are saying what? If your name, if your list, this is your list. This is what you are saying. Name. If you are saying your name for David's question, you are saying this. And you are saying what? Ghana Tech Club. Ghana Tech Club. Is this what you are saying? Tech Club. Is this what you are saying? This is your list. Just have one element. Your list just have one element, and you are saying you want to access the element. Is that what? Yeah. Let me look at it again. Can you explain? See, you are saying name at what? 1 to 5. Is this what you are saying? At 1 to 5. It's supposed to select what element is here at position 0. This is Ghana Tech Lab. Then before you can access the elements in this, so we can now say give me the element from 1 to what? 5. Then you will get this. Or okay, I think I am getting. So we could also say give me, we could also say name at what? 0. This gives us this name, which is a string. Then now we can say give me start from position 1 and then move to um move to position 5, move to position 5, um based on, I think, the step, there's a step, by two steps, by two steps. So if I do this, this is what I think, this is your what you are looking at, right? By two steps. So it's more of like, this is what you want to do. The first one, this is basically what we are doing. We are picking Ghana we get. Then so it means this one is just this Ghana Tech Club. And now I want to pick from first to five. First to five, from the first position to the fifth position, from the first position, position one to the fifth. So J is zero, I don't want zero, so we are starting from H, which is one. One, two, three, four, five. Five end at T, and I said what, the last, that number is always not included, so it means you are left with what, Hana. But now you are saying you've added a step. So if he picks the first one, he should move to the second letter and give you that one. So we have Hannah. So H, then we have H first. So it should move two steps. The next step, the next one step is A. You don't want it. You want the second step, which is what? N. Then you have N. If you want to move two steps again, one, it falls on A. You want to go to two, but by then you don't have it any longer because you said it should end at what? Four. Five, it means it has ended at four, so there's no letter, so we get only this. I think this is similar to what you've done, right? This is similar. So I think here, if you don't specify, then you've not specified, then it means you should just walk through all of them by two steps. That's what you've done, David. You see that here, if you specify, then you know, okay, move from this one to this number and give me this, right? Move, at first I kept 5 here, so it means 5 here. It means we are working with we are working with Hannah. Hannah, this is what we are working with. Hane. Then you should move, after it gives you the first one, you should move two steps. But now this same thing, if we say, if we take um if we take the five off, then it means all of them, but you should just move two steps after it gives you one. You should just move two steps. I think, David, this answers your question, right? David, this answers your question. Yes, this answers your question. Yes, yes, yes. This answers your question, David. I had to explain with a number there, then before I go to the one without a number. Are you okay? It's a string, yeah. So we are slicing the string. The first one, 1 to 5. Just use this understanding for it, right? Okay, I hope you are okay with this. It's already 4. I hope you had it, right? Good. Okay. Okay, so now let's say what Okay, so let's access the elements in a dictionary. That's what we want to do. So we have this, and as I said, we access the elements this with what? We access them the elements with what? The keys, right? So if I have students and I want to access the names, I can just type what? Names here. Yes, and I get what? The names. You see that? We access the elements using what? The keys that we have over there. So if I say sex, then I get what? The sex of all the sex in the dictionary. That's just how it is, right? That's just how it is. So if I want what? The numbers, so I say number, then I get what? The numbers to here, right? So you see, the output is what? A list. This is the output is a list. So it means we can even index what? The output. So for the names, we can now go inside and say, give me element the name at this. So you see that you are getting it. This one is also a list. So the same way, I can go for negative indexing. Give me the last one. You see that this one is also a list. I can say, oh, give me the elements from 1 to, let's say, what? 3. You see that? That's how it is. How to as you can access the element using the keys and then the output. You look at the output. Is it a list? Is it a string? Is it what? Then you look at the other ways that you can even access the elements from it. Are we together? The same way. So we can even assign. We can change the name at position at the last name in our names. We can say what? Students, right? Students, sorry, students. And I say what? I want to change the last name. So names, you see that this is what? This is this. But I want to change the last name. So at -1, I want to change it to what? Let me look at one of the names, David. Oh, David is already there. Daniel. I think I've not kept Daniel there. So I want to change one to what? Kofi to what? Daniel. So this is what is happening. So I'm changing this. So now when we call what? Students, now you should see a change in one of the names, right? So I've called students. So you see the name now here is what? Daniel, right? Uh, right. I think I've interchanged the I and the E. Yes, but you've been able to what? Change these things. So that is it for a dictionary. Yes, we are okay with the dictionary. Yes, 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 yes. So yes, that is it for a dictionary. We'll be moving to the next data type, which is what we'll just look at the set and we'll go. A set more of like looks like we create a set. A set is similar. You see it. We also create it with the curly brackets, but just that that one is different from dictionary is a key value stuff, but this one is not key values. You just give them list them there. So let's just look at the last one, which mostly I don't even touch it, but let's just do let's just know that there's this thing, there's sets there, right? So we can how do we create a set? We say even numbers, even, so we can say even. Then we say the same stuff we created with this. So we can say sets are 2, 4, 6, 8, and okay, yes, I have this. I think let me leave it this way. So even dot what? Union, Uh union, union. Then I say what? Odd, You see that this one just deals with some math stuff. So let's just leave it here. This one will not do the same way with the intersection. Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry for the disturbances today. Right. So yes, as for the set, I think we will not do much on the set. We are just leaving it this from here. We are just leaving it like this, right? So yes, we are moving on to, so that is basically the various what data types that we've been able to do. We've done all of them. We've done the primitive ones, and now we've done what they contain, those that are used to contain the others. We've done that ones too. So now let's go to what the conditionals, conditional statements. Programming, you always there will always be conditions that must be that will be evaluated, right? So let's do that. Let's try to do some conditions. Okay, so far, are we good to go? Can I move on? I think with the data types, we are done with the data type, right? A thumbs up or something to show that I can go on. It's for so that we can do the conditionals, right? To start with the conditionals. Onto here or see something. Can I move? Are we okay? No questions so far, right? I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I don't know if you are hearing me. Okay, now I'm getting the response. Okay, I think you can hear me. So I'm not, now I'm getting the response. So let's go. Let's look at the conditional statements. Let's do the conditionals. Right. So conditional what statements. Okay. So we're talking about what the if condition. Yeah. So the it's more of like we use this. This is the part whereby we are dealing with decision making, right? So more of like if something is done, you want to do some calculation, but based on some condition, you only want to execute these lines of code if the person is in this class. You only want people to see. this work or this videos if the person is what is in this class. You only want to, you see that conditions. If something is this, what happens? Have you seen that? So we'll be looking at what the if statement, the if first. So if condition, right? You see that if itself is there. You see that? I think you see one thing as you've started typing, you see that most of the words when we type it, it becomes what green and so on. Those ones are all what I didn't mention of it. Those ones are Python keywords. They are words in the naming of it, the variable that we did yesterday. You those words you can never use them as what your variable name. Have you seen that? Those words you can never use them as your variable names. So if so, how do you know? I think import what I'm coming import keywords. Import keyword. Yeah, import keyword. So I want to keyword. I want you to know those stuff. Keyword dot what kw dot list. So it is this. Okay, so these are the keywords. So you've seen that true, you can't false, none, true, and as, asset, await, break, class, def, del, elif, else, except for. All these words are words that you can never, these are Python's keywords. They are reserved for Python. You can't use them as your, you can't use them as your variable names and so on, right? See that these words, when you type them, they will appear green, just as the if appeared green. If I type wait, you see that. If I type uh why, you see that. If I type for, all those ones are keywords. You see that. So you've already seen or, you've already seen and, you see that all those ones are Python keywords. You can't use those ones as what? Your variable names, right? Right. You can't use them as your variable names. Uh right. Okay, so let's go with this. Okay, so um, we want to look at we are looking at the if statement. Let's look at the if statement. So how do we do the if? So we just use the keyword if. Then there's a condition over here, the condition that we will want to check. Have you seen that? Then we'll bring the colon. That's the syntax. Then you go down. Oh, sorry, I have to change. Let me change this. What I want to do, I just want it to be there. So this, I just want it to be as it is. I just want it to be as it is. So yes, if, then you write, this is the syntax. If, then the condition comes here. Then whatever that you want to do, statement if true. So that's what comes here is what? The statement to execute. Statement to execute if true. Have you seen that? So everything inside range is also a keyword. So I can say a range of numbers from uh 20. That means it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 20. So you get to 19. You see that? So 0 to 9 to 20. This is what you get. So we can say um we can give this one as a list. Mm, okay, let me start from maybe two to that. So two to that. So let's say, oh, we already have names, right? names. We already have names, so let me use this one. So we can check if something is here. If this particular name is here, print this word for us, print some statement for us. I think let's use this. So if we want to see the condition, if david is in names, so this is our condition. Then this, so david in, so whatever that happens, always the condition here, it will either evaluate to either true or false. So if the condition here is true, then this one will be executed. If it is not true, then it, the false will be executed. You see that the else part will be executed. So we say if david is in names, and I said the column, then you go down. Now you see that Jupyter has even indented it for you. So the indentation in Python is very, very important. So you are inside the code, you are inside the if right now. So that is if David is actually in the names. What should you do? Then we want to say print. We want to print some words. Print David is part of us. Is part of us. Is part of us. That is it. So if I run this, you see that David is here. So we are getting an output that David is actually with us, right? You see that? We are saying what? David is actually with us. So as I'm saying, right? If, then the condition, we just say what? That's the syntax. We are starting with if, right? So I'm saying the if, this is the syntax. If, that's the keyword, then the condition comes here. So currently the whole of this thing is our condition, and I'm saying this always evaluates to either true or false. So let me just cut this and create a new cell here. You see what? It's either, if it always evaluates either true or false. So this is the condition. If this, you get a true, then what is inside here will be executed. If we get a false, what is inside here will not be executed. That's what if does. So let's see something. Let's see if we give a name that is not there. So I want to say if Akugri, then I say in names, print if Akugri is in this thing, print he is with us, is also with us. You see that? You see that I ran it and nothing has happened. I've run the cell. Akugri is not there because here this gets a false statement. This outputs a false, and false, it will we've not given a statement to cover that. So you see that this gives us a false. So this one will only be executed if whatever that is here is true. If this place is true, then this one will be executed. If it is false, then you will not get it. You will get a different one, right? Okay, so that is it. That is it. That is it. So now we've done that, and we are saying, ah, I'm doing what? I'm using this one. I've created a variable called num, which is 4, and I'm saying if num is greater than 3, then print what? This number is greater than 3. Good, good. You see that? So we get that output. The condition was verified and it was what? True. And we get it. If it is false, this one will not be executed. So now let's look at what? How to always catch catch what? Um catch the false too. If it is false, we want to know that, oh yeah, this one was not false. This one was false, so it is not there. So how do we solve that problem? Right? We solve that problem by adding what? Else to the if, right? So else comes in. Just as we said, what Python was what? I said that the first day that we were talking about why we chose Python, I said what? Python more of like English, right? So it allows you to dot 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 to dot. Then okay, so we are saying what if Akugri, oh sorry, if Akugri um is in name, print what? Print he is here with us. You see that? I said what? This was true. This was, if it is true, then this will be printed. Now we are looking at the situation whereby it is false. You see that? As I said, everything inside that is indented inside is inside this if. So that means all are for the true. You see that? So if I put another print here, it is still for the true statement. It still works under the true statement. If I put anything, if I say I want to do some calculation, it will still be under this condition, right? So how do we cater for it? We go out of the condition. So we just step back by just using what? The backspace. I just backspace, then I move back. You see that it is now in line with the else, the if. Then I type what? Else. You see that? Then if Akugri is in names, print this. Else what? Print else. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to give any condition. I just go down. Else what? Then I say execute whatever that is there. Execute something. So let me even create this thing well over here. Let me make this a raw file, a raw notebook. And I say what? Mm-hmm. A raw notebook. Let me make this thing fine over here. Sorry, go back, go back. Come here. So mhm, if then condition, right? Then I bring this, then statement, sorry, statement if true. Then we go down, then we come to the else. Then you give it what? A uh statement if what? False. So this is it. This is the syntax for the if and else statement, right? So now I want to print what? Ha 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 ha. Hey, I want to say nah, nah, this guy is not part. This guy is not part of us, part of us. So you see that. So let me run this. You see that I get what the else statement is printed because Akugri is not in names. You see that? So the whatever that was under the true inside the if, that means if the true or if it was true, what would have been executed? It jumped that one. It has escaped all those ones and it went to what? The else, because that's where the false statement falls. So he said, nah, this guy is not part of us. So if I wanted to do any calculation too, I can put it here and it will work. It will work for that, for us, right? So that is currently just this. So we have what? These two conditions that we are looking at, right? Hello, I think I've gone over it now. So okay, so what's up? I think are we okay with it so far? With the if, are we okay with it? Right, right. Let me hear. Are we? Can I? Should I keep going? Okay. So yes. Now that is it. This is when we just have what? Just these two conditions. Just these two. If it is not this, then it is either this. If it is not this, then it should fall here. If it is this, then it is fall. It should fall here. Right. Okay. So yes. That is it for this kind of stuff. Are we together? Are we? Let me look at the comment section. Yeah, I think people are okay. I think we can equally do what? Let me do a nested if first before I go to what? And if with what? More. Right? Let me look at an if statement in an if statement, right? Hmm. So I want to say something. I want to say something. Want to do create an if statement inside another if statement, right? That is what nested if. Nested nested if statement, right? Nested if statement. So I want to say, let me decline a number is equal to what? Let me say, 10. Number is equal to 10. Then I come. Um, if if num I want to say I want to check. I just want to create some condition in which two conditions. So let me first see the number is greater than first we want numbers. The number is greater than 2. The number is greater than 5, and it is also even number. So we want to check for these two conditions. We want to check for these two conditions. So if number is what is greater than 5, if num is greater than 5, then we go. Let's print. We are. Oh, sorry. Let's print. We are in the first if, and the number is and the number mm, and the number. So I want to do some, let me see, and the number mhm, none is greater than greater than what? 5. You see this? So then we go, then I go down. So we are in it. So now if we just did the first one to confirm that, oh, this number is actually greater than this, then we go, sorry. Then now we want to confirm, do another condition again. If what? Num. And I want to check if it is even. And as I said, well, yesterday, the other day when I said what? The operators. I said what? When we use the percentage sign. So this if it is equal to 0, then it means I check it. So if it goes into 2, then we say okay, then we are in the second. So I can print and say, hey, print, haha, we have entered what? The second the second what the second if. Now, and it is, and the number is divisible is an okay is an even number, is an even number. So yes, I have this. These are two conditions. I've not even. So if I want an else statement for the first one, you let me run this one first, so we'll see what we'll get. You see that when I run this, it was in the first one and it printed the first one, then it went into the second one. Haha, we have entered the second if, and the number is an even number. So it went into the first one, then it went. Confidence is not enjoying today's class. Oh, confidence is not enjoying today's class. If that's the case, then I think, are we, how many of us are having challenges? If a few more of you are having challenges, then I'll end it, and we'll work. We'll see how best it will be tomorrow, with a better internet connection. Let me see. Let me see if you guys have a lot of you are having challenges. Then I have to do that. I have to stop. If a lot of you are having challenges with what I'm doing, looks like the network is very bad. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah. Oh, if that's the case, will have to. Wow, really? You guys are having issues with it? Huh. Okay. Let's end it. Let's end it. So far, I see the network is not good. Most of you are having challenges. So, we'll stop. Um, tomorrow, I'll do it on the, I'll do it on, we'll continue on the if, right? Right? I'll start from the if, and you visit it because it is a very nice topic that we have to treat. We'll do the ifs, then we'll continue with the looping systems. Look at the for loop and the while loop. So you can visit, you can look at it. Yeah, you'll be given weekly assignments. That one there just for sure. It will come. Right? We'll look at that. Right? Real time is fine. uh, yeah. So my network would have saved me. Yeah, in the morning, but tomorrow too, I'm looking at it. Let's see. We'll continue tomorrow, right? Sorry for the challenges, right? Sorry for the challenges, eh? For the challenges.